Are you thinking about insurance? At Aquin Financial Services, we do auto, life, home, health, and business. Again, we do auto, life, home, health, and business. At Aquin Financial Services, we protect your most valuable assets.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to say thank you all for taking the time and the opportunity to watch us do another episode with this great news when it comes to life insurance. And remember, when you log into our live, all we're going to be talking about is basically insurance and how you can protect your most valuable assets. So today we're going to basically talk about life insurance, and I know it's a boring subject. No one likes to talk about it, but generally speaking, everyone needs to know what is life insurance and how you can benefit from having a policy. And it's not in time of a difficulty times, but at least you ought to be well prepared for the unforeseen that we're all afraid of. Okay, so question this today is basically simple. Okay, life insurance. All right, so life insurance. I say everyone needs life insurance. That's what I'll say. Now, I remember the other day I talked to you guys about how I got into the business of life insurance and how we got to where we are today. And today I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of in-depth of what is it like, or what do you need to know to obtain a policy for to protect yourself and your family or your income on the futures. So again, remember I told you guys this is a boring subject, but again, we still have to talk about it. All right. Question is, nobody likes to say it. When you die or when I die, what's gonna happen? I know it's very bold to say it, but when we die or when you die, what's gonna happen? Right now, let's say you have a wife, you have kids, you have a home, and you bring in 50 grand a year. If you bring in that 50 and you don't take a step on protecting the 50,000 that you're bringing into your family, in case something were to happen to you, in case you were to die. I mean, just let's lay it out, okay? In case you were to die, what's gonna happen? What are you gonna do? Or what the family is gonna do? Remember, right now, we're already struggling with 50, and you're no longer there. If that 50 is not protected, what's gonna happen to your loved ones? The wife that you say you love so much, the husband that you say that you dearly care about, what's gonna happen to that person? And the kids that you're gonna leave behind. Remember, before I say that, let me get into this. Think of it this way. Life insurance, it's here to protect your assets. It's here to protect your income. So when you pass, think of it this way. You have credit card bills that you're gonna leave behind, right? You have medical bills you're gonna leave behind. You have food, which is most important, that everyone doesn't have to think about because it's one of the most necessity things, okay? You have light bills that your wife or your husband has to encounter. And you have mortgage payments, which is, hey, if you don't have a mortgage, where are you gonna sleep? If you don't have a rental place, where are you gonna sleep? You have to take these into consideration. And of course, most importantly, you have college funds for your kids. If you have a child that's growing right now, and if they're growing enough, with God's soul and blessing, they are able to go to college. So if you don't prepare for them to go if you don't prepare for them to go to college financially, what's gonna happen? So I will encourage you to look into getting a policy or a life insurance policy to see how you can protect your asset. A rule of thumb is the requirement would be 8 to 10 times of your income. So with that says, if you were, let's say, making $100,000 a year, so 8 times that is 800,000, and 10 times that is 1 million. That's how much you would need, generally speaking, to protect your family in case you were to pass for the next 8 to 10 years if you wanted to protect that income. Now, again, in this line of business, I hate to call it business, but in this line of financial needs, and we call it financial needs analysis, I realize most of the time when you're young, it's not something that we care. We don't care about that. All we care about having fun. All we care about is have fun. That's what we all do. But with technology nowadays, if you go about seeing, let's say, as little as $20, as little as $15, you can get yourself covered. Now, we're gonna get into what are the type of policy that you can get and to protect you and your family. For instance, we have what we call term insurance, and we have ROP. I'm gonna stick about 3, but we just gonna cover just a few, just to give you an idea what is it. For term generally takes about, term is basically 10 years, 15 years, 20, 25, 30, 35, up to 40. Now remember, it has to get a 40-year policy, it has to do with your age and how healthy you are, of course. And that premium is really based on your health, okay? And then the other part that you may need to take into consideration is term insurance is very, very, very cheap, affordable, and I like to say inexpensive. So if you are looking for something temporary, if it's temporary coverage that you're looking for, your best option is term insurance. Exclusively inexpensive. That's what I'd say. Now, there's a second one. Now, term insurance work almost as if auto insurance. Term insurance is you have it for 30 years. For nothing happened to you within that 30 years time frame, you don't get anything. Whatever the premium that you paid, it's all gone. But for God's sake, if you pass, what's gonna happen? They will pay. If you had $1 million, they will pay your family $1 million during that 30-year time frame. Now, there's also a brother or sister of term, which we call ROP, or return of premium. Return of premium is a win-win situation, which I called. You purchase a return of premium policy for 30 years. Let's say, again, $1 million policy, and you're making about $1,000 a year. You're paying about $1,000 for the year. So at the end of 30 years, you would wind up paying about $30,000. So if it's $30,000 that you paid, what happened? There's 2 options you get at the end. Since we called it return of premium, they would literally give you all of that $30,000 that you paid for that policy. So you pay 30 for $1 million, and what's gonna happen? They can pay you back at 30. So, but the difference is, one more thing you gotta look into. There's another option. You can also get a paid off policy, which you don't even have to pay anything, and they say, hey, if you need coverage to pay your death benefit, it'll be there until you pass. So that's something to look into. ROP is return of premium, and also it's tax free. There's no taxes you have to pay on death when it comes to life insurance death benefit. And mind you, COVID changed everything. A lot of people don't want to talk about insurance. Again, I'm going to keep talking about it because it happened to be one of the years that insurance has thrived drastically, and due to the fact that a lot of people are passing and COVID hitting people left and right. So I will definitely encourage you, even if you don't take a $1 million worth of life insurance policy, get something in case it happened to you or someone else or me. We can make sure our loved ones are taken care of. It's not easy. A loved one can't be replaced, guys. it doesn't matter how much money that we were to buy, how much coverage we can purchase, the love of a loved one can't be replaced. Your loved one shall never be replaced with a policy. But you don't want your loved one to be crying twice. They're crying for you because of the love that they have for you, and they're crying because they don't have the funds to bury you. And of course, remember the state only give about $250 to bury you. If you're waiting on the state to compensate toward your burial, wait on it. It's going to be $250. So now, a few keys to keep in mind. We're going to take a little quick break. We're going to come back to it. So a few things to keep in mind. What are certain insurance that you should look into, and how will you go about them?
Need life insurance? Then contact our professional and friendly team to learn more about our range of custom and tailored services designed to suit your exact needs. Every one of our professionals have acquired years of experience, which ensures you get the very best. Our experienced staff are waiting to hear from you and to answer any specific questions that you may have on how we can meet your needs. Just ask for a consultation and let us prove our commitment to you, as we promise to maintain the highest level of quality and commitment. Your satisfaction is our prime concern. So please don't hesitate to get in contact with us and let us show you all the great options we have.
Yes, we are back at it, and remember, these are the couple of notes that I need you to take away from this, and a few things, a few insurance policy that we could take the whole day talking about insurance, and we could take the whole day covering certain type of policy, but we're gonna make it short. So I know everybody's busy, it's early in the morning, so we're gonna make it quick. The first thing that we talk about is term insurance, and the second one that we talk about is ROP, which is return of premium. But there are a whole lot of more other policy that could suit a different purpose. So remember what I said, term insurance is basically temporary coverage. That's basically what it covers. It is good for 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, 25 years. Once it's over, if you're still alive, you got nothing to worry about. You have to get another policy if you did not achieve the primary objective that you were trying to accomplish. Second, we have whole life. Whole life is basically covered you for your whole life. That's basically what it is. If you're 25, it could cover you up to until 100. So if you're 25, you covered for another 75. If it was $1 million coverage that you purchased, by the time you get to 100, they'll write you a check for $1 million. Say thank you for being a good client, and have a great rest of your life. That's how we would basically break down a whole life. I'm not going to go into details on how each and every policy works, but I'm going to give you an idea of what couple of policies. I'm going to give you a list of 9 policies to look out for. First one is term insurance. Second one is whole life. Third is universal. Fifth is variable life insurance. 6 is final expense. Which one? This one I love it because it's very simple. There's no complication about it. And 7th, you have group life insurance. And 8th, you have I love that one too, umbrella insurance. See, that's so much name. Of course, if you have a business, since I'm a business guy, I'm going to put that in there. It's general insurance. And of course, guys, accidental insurance. We can go on and on and on and on. Each one of these suit a different purpose, and they all have their own greed on it. So do yourself a favor. Don't go unprotected. So get yourself ready, protect yourself, protect your family, and be ready at all times. It's been a pleasure to be here this morning with you, and I will always encourage you to protect yourself. And remember, at Aquin Financial Services, we protect your most valuable assets.